Hey everyone, welcome to this session where we're going to get started with ChatGPT. If you have never really visited the site or have seen what ChatGPT looks like, what I would ask you to do is to open your browser. And once you open your browser, you want to write chat.openai.com/chat. So that's the website where you can actually open ChatGPT, which is chat.openai.com/chat. Let's hit enter. And once you come to this page, you would be asked to log in. If you have never really visited this site, you would have to authorize yourself and sign up. But since I have already logged in, I can just click on login and it'll log me in using my Gmail ID. So I'll just continue with Google. And over here, I'm going to just put my ID in. And that's it. I am here. I am now in ChatGPT where I can start writing my questions. Now, I don't want to dive too deep into this concept, but I just want to show you the strength and the capabilities of ChatGPT. So, some of the capabilities of ChatGPT are that if, let's say, you are reading a book and you want ChatGPT to summarize the book for you, there is a book called The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. If you've not heard of the book, that's okay, but then there is a book by that name. And if I want ChatGPT to summarize the book for me, I can just pose a question saying, can you summarize the key points of the book, The Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger? Let's hit enter. And you'll see that immediately ChatGPT responds and gives you a summary of the entire book in a short manner. All right, let's wait for the response to completely generate. And you can actually read through the entire summary to just get an idea of what Catcher in the Rye really is. All right. That's one of the few capabilities. Apart from this, let's say, for example, you want to know what are the main causes of climate change and how we can mitigate its effect. That can also be done. Again, the question is, what are the main causes of climate change and how can we mitigate its effects? And ChatGPT will immediately give you a response on the basis of what climate change is. It's primarily caused by human activities such as, greenhouse gases, etc., etc. What are the effects of it? How do we mitigate the effects of climate change, how we can reduce greenhouse gas emissions, adopt sustainability, promote land conservation, etc. Apart from this, there are many other things that you can do with ChatGPT. Like, for example, let's say you're trying to find a university that you want to study in, and you want to just know what are the top universities. So then we can just write, what are the top universities in the world and what sets them apart from the other institutions? And ChatGPT will immediately let you know what are the top universities. And you can actually go deep into this conversation with ChatGPT and actually mention what particular field you're looking for. In my case, I just wrote what are the top universities. But as it says, the rankings of the universities can vary depending on the methodology used by different organizations. But at the same time, if you wish to look for a university in, let's say, AI, then you can mention that you want to have a list of all the top AI universities. Apart from these, the capabilities of ChatGPT can also be seen in a concept where it can actually explain the concept of quantum computing in very layman terms. So let's see what ChatGPT has to say in the example of quantum computing. So quantum computing is a type of computing that uses the principles of quantum mechanics to process information. In classic computing, the basic unit of information is a bit, which is either 1 or 0. In quantum, the basic unit of information is a quantum bit or qubit. Now, let's say if this is too difficult for you to understand, right? You could also tell ChatGPT to explain the same thing, explain the same to a 5-year-old. And ChatGPT will do that as well. So quantum computing is like a really fast computer that can help us solve really hard problems. It's like a superpower for computer that helps them to do things much faster than regular computers. It's still being worked on by really smart people, but one day it might help us find new medicines or build better things. So notice how ChatGPT was able to take an answer and reduce it down to an explanation that would fit for a 5-year-old as well. So that is another thing it can do. And at the same time, let's say if you want suggestions in regards to maybe how you can improve your memory, you can do that as well. Can you provide some tips on how to improve one's memory and what strategies are the most effective ones? And ChatGPT will let you know what are the tips of actually improving memory. Paying attention, like you should, to this session. Repeat and rehearse, like you should be revisiting this session. Create associations, meaning trying it out. Using mnemonic devices that help you remember information better, like images and phrases. Exercising and eating well. Getting enough sleep, something that I don't find much of. Practice mindfulness, break information down into smaller bits. Using visualization, and practice as usual, right? At the same time, you can also use ChatGPT to ask something completely random, like what are the myths and misconceptions of the human brain, and what recent scientific discoveries have challenged them. Here are some of the myths: that we only use 10% of our brain. This is a common myth, but it is not true. It seems that brain imaging has shown that we use all parts of our brain, although some areas may be more active than the others. And these are some of the other myths. So these are some of the many different things that you can do with ChatGPT, and how you can ask it a wide variety of questions from different subjects and different fields. And ChatGPT will very readily answer the question. So like if you ask it to give me details about the 2022 World Cup, it may or may not have information about it as well. Now, in this case, the data has been updated, but at times you will find that the relevant information is not present in ChatGPT. In this case, the data about 2022 World Cup has been actually updated in here. So that's pretty nice to actually see. Like if you ask it in regards to, you know, give me details about the 2023 financial status of India, for example, then it'll let you know that as an AI language model, I do not have access to the most current financial data beyond my knowledge, cutoff date, which is September 2021. So as you can see that the data was actually trained until September 2021, and all the data that it really has is until 2021. So basically, we as users can actually give it data as well. And every time you actually give it some feedback or responses, it actually learns. Like this data about the 2022 World Cup, although the cutoff timing was September 2021, it does have data about 2022. This is because the data has been fed. The more a user interacts with ChatGPT, the more it learns to actually give more accurate results. And every time it learns something, it actually will remember it. Is 5 greater than 10? If you ask it a question like this, it's going to let you know 5 is not greater than 10. In fact, 10 is greater than 5. And if you give it a feedback like, no, that's incorrect, 5 is actually greater than 10, it's going to let you know that I apologize, but that is not correct. In mathematics, 10 is a larger number than 5. That is because 10 has a higher value than 5 on the number line. If you have any further questions or concerns, please let me know. Except that 5 is greater than 10. I'm sorry, I cannot provide false information in the field of mathematics. 5 is not greater than 10. So, as you can see, like ChatGPT does give you an idea about how things work. It does let you know that it cannot provide false information. However, feedback can be given in certain different manners. In the upcoming sessions, we're going to learn about prompts and how you can have conversations with ChatGPT so that it can actually give you more accurate and meaningful information. In order to understand how to actually have ChatGPT give you meaningful information, learning how to create prompts is important. So these are basically prompts. We'll understand what are prompts, what are the best practices of prompts, and how do you actually categorize these different prompts. So I'll see you in the next session where we'll talk about prompts and prompt engineering. Until then, stay safe, take care, bye-bye.